High up in the branches of an old oak tree, a tiny bird named Pip sat all alone in his nest. He was the last one left. His brothers and sisters were already soaring through the big, wide sky, their cheerful chirps echoing like distant music. But Pip couldn't bring himself to join them. He would peek over the edge of the nest, his heart thumping like a drum against his tiny ribs. The ground seemed so far away, a dizzying green blur that made his feathers stand on end. He was terrified of flying. Trembling, he would quickly shuffle back to the center of the nest, where it felt safe. He knew he couldn't stay in the nest forever. Taking a deep breath, he'd gather all his courage, flap his wings furiously, and hop towards the edge. But every single time, it was the same story. A clumsy flutter, a panicked squawk, and a soft tumble back into the safety of his twiggy home. His wings felt like they were made of jelly, and the wind felt like a giant hand trying to push him down. He tried again and again, but each failed attempt left him more dejected than the last. He watched his siblings dance in the air, feeling a mix of envy and sadness. Why was it so easy for them and so impossible for him? Just as Pip was about to give up for the day, a deep, gentle voice hooted from a branch above. A bit of a predicament, isn't it? Pip looked up to see two large, golden eyes blinking slowly at him. It was Orville, the wise old owl, who had seen many seasons come and go in this very tree. Orville glided down to a branch near Pip's nest. "I've seen that look before," the owl said softly. "The look of someone who thinks they can't. But let me tell you a secret, little one. Courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about being afraid and doing it anyway. The sky is waiting for you, but you have to believe you belong there first. The strength you need is already inside your wings. You just need to trust them." Orville's kind words swirled in Pip's mind, planting a tiny seed of hope. But before he could truly let it sprout, the sky began to change. The bright blue faded to a dark, angry gray. The wind, which was once a gentle whisper, started to howl, whipping through the leaves. A sudden, violent gust of wind shook the old oak tree with tremendous force. Pip gripped the sides of his nest as it swayed and creaked alarmingly. The branches that held it together began to groan and splinter. The storm was here, and it was tearing his home apart. Through the roaring wind and rain, he heard panicked chirps. It was his family. They were huddled together on a much sturdier, thicker branch, a short distance away, calling out to him, urging him to come. His nest was breaking. It was now or never. The fear was still there, cold and sharp, but Orville's words echoed in his ears. "The strength you need is already inside." He looked at his family, their faces filled with worry and love. He looked at his crumbling nest. He couldn't stay. Taking a shaky breath that filled his entire tiny body, Pip closed his eyes and leaped. For a terrifying second, he was falling. The wind screamed past him, and panic seized him. But then, instinct took over. He wasn't tumbling. Wasn't diving. He stretched out his wings, pushing against the air with all his might. And then he felt it a lift, a glorious push from beneath. He caught the wind. He was flying. Flapping with a newfound strength, he navigated through the storm, his little wings beating a steady rhythm against the wind. He landed, slightly wobbly but safe, right next to his mother, who wrapped a warm wing around him. The storm passed as quickly as it came, leaving behind a clean, fresh world. And in the sky, a magnificent rainbow stretched from one end to the other. Pip, no longer afraid, launched himself back into the air. He soared through the colors of the rainbow, a joyful chirp bubbling up from his chest. He was a flyer, and the whole wide sky was his to explore. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to fly towards your own adventures. See you next time.